what's up you guys, Aftershave Reacts here, and today I'm going to be doing another question video. So today's question is there anything that you've ever borrowed from someone and forgotten to return? And the reason I'm asking this question is because recently I had someone contact me about something that I borrowed 10 years ago, and we had a bit of a disagreement on what happened. And so I would like to tell you the story, and then you guys can tell me your stories of what you think about the whole situation, and your stories about things that you've potentially borrowed and forgotten to return. So I was about 15 years old, and this girl that I was best friends with, she lent me her DS because it was like the very first edition DSs. They were like the bulky ones. I had a silver one and she had a pink one. Mine kind of broke and she let me borrow hers. She wasn't really using it. Whatever. How exciting. I get a pink DS to play with. That's awesome. I was playing Pokemon on it. It was great, you know. Played lots of Pokemon. She messages me last month, and she goes, do you still have, did I give you my DS years ago? And I was like, yeah, you did. And then she's like, do you still have it? And I'm like, I don't think so. It's a first edition DS. Like, what? I think it stopped working, and I think I had to chuck it out. She goes, are you joking? You couldn't have told me? And this is where the conversation made me go, huh? You're asking me about something that you lent me 10 years ago, and I needed to tell you that it broke? It was so bizarre to me, because by the way, to give you the full context, I did borrow it. And then I asked her a couple of months later if she wanted it back, and she said she doesn't use it anymore, so that I could keep it. So this was effectively my DS now. She gave it to me. Anyways, but we'll go with we borrowed it. And I was like, at the time we weren't on speaking terms when it broke. And she goes, well, that's more of a reason to tell me. If someone gives you something to borrow, I don't think it's nice to just chuck it out. I mean, fair enough, if I borrowed it and then 2 weeks later it broke and I chucked it out and didn't tell her about it. But no, that is not what happened. She didn't give it to me to borrow. Well, originally she did, but then she gave it to me. She said I could keep it. And I got two years of use out of it. It broke after 2 years because it was a first edition DS. How many first edition DSs out there still work? Do you have one? Does it still work? And they're not built to live forever, pretty much. And she's just like, well, I just wish I'd known, because I've got all this shit for it that I could have thrown out. Which, by the way, I was wondering why she was asking, these worth a lot of money. So I Googled how much they're worth. They're not worth anything, really. So I was like, I don't really understand why she was asking about this. So I guess she just kind of kept all of her DS games, which was really bizarre. If she gave me her DS, why wouldn't she give me the DS games? But whatever. Or just throw them out. Whatever. And I was like, she's like, oh, well, I'll throw it all in the bin now. And I was like, well, I mean, it was pretty old. It was actually the charger that broke, not the DS itself. Have you seen a DS charger? Those things are ridiculous. They're weirdly shaped, and everything nowadays is just micro USB-C, blah, blah, I don't know the rest of the other ones, but they're all very tiny. And this one was not. And I'm like, what the hell, man? What the hell? So yeah, that thing broke. I'm not sure if it was the DS's little hole that broke, or if it was the cable that broke. But I explained that it was actually the cable that was broken. She goes, great. And I'm like, I mean, you gave it to me like 10 years ago, at least. Like, it's not like you gave me something 2 weeks ago and it broke and I didn't tell you. And yeah, so I just thought that was an interesting, like, situation. And by the way, I didn't tell her this, but I totally do still have the DS and the charger. But I was feeling quite petty about the conversation that I just told her I checked it out. Because, come on, man. 10 years. And you're only wondering about it now? You only care about it now? So yeah, that's something that I borrowed. And it's been too long to return. Yeah, so what about you guys? Is there anything that you guys have borrowed and it's just taking you far too long to return? That you have just claimed it as your own? And has the person ever come up to you and asked you about it? Have you had to get yourself out of a situation and, like, lie about what happened to it so that you could keep the item for longer? Like, I know, like, there's, like, a running gag on, like, The Simpsons where, like, Homer always borrows Ned Flanders' stuff and just never returns it. Are you a Homer Simpson? Do you borrow people's stuff and never return it? I'm curious. I'd love to hear your stories. And, you know, the first video went really well and I'd like to be able to, you know, keep these up, be able to have conversations about all these different scenarios that everyone's been through and opinions on things. Do you think I was wrong in, like, throwing out this thing, like, by not telling her that it broke? Was I wrong? I'm curious because I don't really think that I was wrong. I mean, it's been like 10 years and she's only caring about it now. I don't know. I mean, how long until it's yours? Even if you've borrowed it and the person hasn't asked for it back, how long until it's technically yours? What makes it yours? Because technically, I had the DS longer than she had it. So, would that not make it mine anyways? I mean, she gave it to me, but she doesn't remember doing that. But anyways, tell me your stories. What have you failed to return? Yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying these. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything that you guys want to see improved on, like, these little videos, like maybe I can read out some of the previous questions, comments, or something like that. I don't know. You tell me what you guys want to see from these, and if you're enjoying them. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.